Nvidia just reported they absolutely demolished all the numbers. $4.02 they reported per share. Estimates were for $339, $18.1 billion in revenue. Estimates were $16.1, and the previous year's quarter was $13.5. They absolutely smoked it. Now, after hours, they're down. Okay, they keep going up and down. They were up to 505, down to 480, 470. Now they're at 490. It's going to be a volatile short-term time period, but we're going to go through that. This is what we do. We go through the companies. We analyze them. NVIDIA's one of the Magnificent Seven. It's up like 250, 300% this year. It's absolutely crushed. It's riding the wave of AI. As you can tell right there, they've absolutely demolished it. So let's go take a look at NVIDIA and see what we think about it, because every investment's a present value of all future cash flow. So let's check this thing out. I finished the day down about 1% today. It's a high return on invested capital business, a lot of growth. This is the scary part. It's selling for 37, 38 times the last full year of revenue. That's obviously going to drop now with the revenue being up so much. They did revenue in the last year of 32.7. They just did 18 billion in the last quarter. That's a huge jump. And absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. Let's see, 2 quarters ago, they did 7.19 billion.
2 quarters ago. Guys, the AI wave is hitting hard. They're selling a lot of chips. There's a lot of concerns about the supply of those chips. Just like when all those tech companies all those semiconductor companies were selling like crazy the last 2 years, and now you see their revenue falling. Why? Because the supply is there, the demand is not there anymore. What's it doing now? Down 2%, about $10 after hours. There's going to be a lot of volatility here. Full disclosure, I have a bet against Nvidia. It's gone against me pretty hardcore this year. Don't bet against it. Just your job. I regret doing that because it went up, but at the same point, actually, I don't regret it. The bottom line is it's going to be a tough go, but my bets are for over 2 years from now, so I'm willing to wait for this parabolic rise to come down. Mo, what are you seeing in the press release?
Basically, there's a lot of talk about AI.
Of course.
That's really what it is.
Of course. And now the stock's already at 492. It literally hit a low, Mo, of 474. And now it's up $20 more. Incredible, the volatility here.
Gross margins increased from 70% last quarter to 74% this quarter.
Oh, interesting. I thought the gross margin was down.
Operating income had a big jump. Net income had a big jump.
Diluted earnings per share, 370. Yep. Diluted earnings per share, non-GAAP, 402.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Revenue is expected to be $20 billion for the outlook.
Now it's almost even, Mo.
Wow.
Now the company's almost even for the day.
Okay, so their fourth quarter outlook for 2024 expected to be $20 billion plus or minus 2%. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins are expected to be between 74.5 and 75.5, plus or minus 50 basis points. Operating expenses 3.17 and 2.20 for GAAP and non-GAAP respectively. GAAP and non-GAAP other income and expenses expected to be in the $200 million range. See.
GAAP, don't worry about the tax rates, 15%.
Yeah,
cool.
15%.
Third quarter data was a record $14.5 billion.
Up 41% from the previous quarter and 279% from a year ago.
Wowza. Wowza.
Okay, now it gets into just a lot of details. Okay. It's a lot of AI talk. Of course. Gaming revenue was up 15% in the quarter, 81% from a year ago.
It's almost even. Almost even, Mo.
Wow.
Look at this volatility. Literally, guys, in the last few minutes, it has gained and lost about 5%, 7%.
Okay.
All right. So they're going to have a call. They're going to go through some things, and I'm sure they'll say some things that are going to be positive. We don't know. The question is, guys, remember, it is possible that this company could absolutely crush numbers for the next 10 years and still not do well with stocks. That's the thing we saw back in the 2000 crash, right? We saw companies that have not hit their previous numbers, even though their revenue and profit are multiple times greater now than they were back in 2000.
So we did this last time. What is your over-under guess for how many times they say AI on the call this afternoon?
113. I'll take over.
Okay. Mine's 76. I'm going to say over that.
So you're going to say you're going to say between 76 and
76
113.
and 113.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm going to say over 113.
Okay.
All right.
Write that down.
Write that down. All right. So let's go. I mean, it's hard to do Stock Analyzer for this company, but let's go give it a shot. When was the last time we did Stock Analyzer?
That's a great question.
I did it September 26th.
Mine was August 15th.
All right. So guys, Stock Analyzer tool, we make our assumptions in here. Doesn't include the balance sheet. We make our assumptions for the future. It spits out, hey, in order to get the returns you want based on these assumptions, what are you going to get? Mo? Revenue growth.
I did 12, 16, and 20. You did big.
I had 10, 20, and 30% revenue growth for the next 10 years, guys.
It works out. 30%
profit margin
growth. Oh my God. 22, 26, and 30.
I think 20, 30, 40. Okay. And 20, 30, 40 here as well. PE.
Okay. PE, I did 16, 20, and 24.
20, 25, and 30.
And I agree with that for those numbers. Price to free cash flow, 16, 20, 24.
20, 25, 30.
And my return, I did 10, 12 and a half, and 15.
I did 10, 13, and 16.
Okay.
I hit the analyze button. And guys, here's my problem. Here is my problem. For it to justify today's price, it's got to grow 30% a year for the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years.
Okay, so what does that take its revenue to? 30% a year for the next 10 years on $35 billion, what they did last quarter. $500 billion in revenue. Is it possible? Sure, of course it is. The question is there enough wiggle room there? And it's got to sell for 30 times multiple in 10 years and 30 times earnings in 10 years and have profit margin of 40% at the bottom line. I don't know.
That's a tough bet.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just very, very difficult.
It's a tough bet. It's positive now.
It is positive by a lot.
It's up 1%.
Yeah. All right.
52-week high is 505.48.
Which was today, I believe.
Was it today?
Was it?
Yes. Oh, no. 505.17 was the high today.
Okay.
So we'll see.
So it's positive.
It's back down.
Now it's down?
Now it's only up 0.39%. It's all
It's funny. Nick was like cheering. I'm like, Nick, it's early. But I was excited going, what if it falls 20%, tomorrow? That'd be great. Or tonight and tomorrow. But alas, that is not meant to be. But guys, look at this. How did it crush revenue and profit and it's not up a ton?
And not even just crush expectations. Think about this. 2 quarters ago, it did $7 billion.
Now,
today, it's doing 18.
And next quarter, it's to do 20.
Come on. That's insane. Like, if you were to tell me, what would the earnings report?
If you told me that earnings report this morning,
100%, I'd say this
exited my short. I'd been like, I'm out.
Yeah. I'd say it has potential to go to $600 a share.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm out. So what does this mean? I don't know. I'm hoping that markets are getting overbought. We've gone October 26th, Nvidia was at $398 a share. Now it's at $505. That's 3 weeks ago, and it's up 25%, more than 25%. Maybe. The S&P, the NASDAQ is up 13%. Okay, maybe. Just hard to sit there. So guys, on this channel, what we're trying to do is just sit here, understand stocks, look at the reports. We don't care about quarter-to-quarter results. We care about the long term. I will be a buyer of Nvidia at some point in the future, but I don't think the risk-reward makes sense right now. So if you could do me a favor, guys, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot, and it's going to help you out a ton in understanding money. Appreciate your time.